Big Three, Fantasy Alarm TV. I'm your host, Ray Flowers. It's Thursday. Let's talk some wide receivers. And let's start out with the number 4. That's the number of times this season that Mike Evans has taken the football field and not caught a touchdown pass or had 50 yards. 4 times. Mike Evans, not 50 yards, no touchdowns. 57% of the time he has played this season in a PPR setup, he has failed to get more than 8 points. That's bad. Okay, Marquez Colson's averaging 9 points a game in a PPR setup this year. 57% of the time, Mike Evans hasn't been as good as Marquez Colston. This goes back to last season, too. We saw the same thing with 2 different quarterbacks for the young Mike Evans. Huge games, huge 150-yard touchdowns, game-winning plays, and then massive lows, too. He has shown no consistency to this point of his NFL career. It's continuing this season. You still have to start him. I mean, there's been concerns because of Vincent Jackson being down, Austin Seferian-Jenkins being down. Targets are going toward Evans. You still start him. He's a wide receiver 2 pretty much every week here. But his talent certainly dictates he should be better or at least more consistent. It's a part of his game that is completely lacking at this point. Second number of the day is 96. You know what that stands for, folks? Number of catches that Jordan Matthews is on pace for this season. You know Jordan Matthews, that guy who's an utter failure, who you wanted to drop, or at the very least just won't play every week. Had a nice game, 9, 133, and 1. But again, he has been pretty good all season long. Maybe not to expectations that were out of whack. The whole Chip Kelly offense caused people to lose their minds this preseason. But when a second-year player is on pace for 96 catches and 1,062 yards, you know what you call that? You call that a hell of a season. Give Jordan Matthews some rope. He's still the number 1 option in that offense for the Eagles. And then the final number of the day is 19, as in the amount of catches that Calvin Johnson has, less than the total of Keenan Allen, who's out and hurt. He has 19 fewer catches than Keenan Allen. What's going on with Calvin Johnson? Well, we've got a new offensive coordinator in town. That should help. But there are problems here. The team has not been able to run the ball at all. The Lions' offensive line has been really bad, beat up, ineffective, causing Matthew Stafford to try to win games and do things he's not comfortable with. Not working right now. Calvin Johnson has 3 touchdowns this year. That is not good. He has 1 game this year where he's hit 90 yards. In 3 of his last 4 games, I mean, he hasn't done anything. He's he's averaging 5 catches in those last 4 games. 3 of the last 4 games, he's had fewer than 10 targets. So what has to happen? He has to get 10 targets a game in this offense, and he has to produce. Will he? Odds are very good that his second half will be better than his first half. But right now, Calvin Johnson, not a disappointment. Yeah, all right, he's a disappointment. He hasn't been Calvin Johnson this season. Ray Flowers, Big Three, Fantasy Alarm TV, fantasyalarm.com. Go there. Free rankings. They're there. Check them out, folks. fantasyalarm.com.